Ventspils is a town in northwestern Latvia in the Courland historical region of Latvia, the sixth largest city in the country. At the beginning of the 2012, Ventspils had a population of 41,998. It is situated on the Venta River and the Baltic Sea, and has an ice-free port. The city's name literally means castle on the Venta, referring to the Livonian Order's castle built alongside the Venta River. Ventspils holds the national record for the highest temperature ever recorded in Latvia with 37.8 degrees Celsius, 100.0 degrees Fahrenheit, on August 4, 2014. History: Ventspils developed around the Livonian Order Ventspils Castle, built along the Venta River. It was chartered in 1314 and became an important mercantile city of the Hanseatic League. As part of the Duchy of Courland, Ventspils blossomed as a shipbuilding center. 44 warships and 79 trading ships were built in the town, and it was from Ventspils that the Duke's fleet set out to colonize Gambia and Tobago. Metal, amber, and woodworking shops also became important to the city's development. During the Polish-Swedish War and the Great Northern War, Ventspils was destroyed, and in 1711 a plague wiped out most of the remaining inhabitants. Ventspils fell under the control of Imperial Russia and its regrowth was stalled. It was not until about 1850 that shipbuilding and trade became important again. The port was modernized in the 1890s and connected to Moscow by rail. It became one of Imperial Russia's most profitable ports, by 1913 turning a yearly profit of 130 million rubles. The population soared as well, growing from 7,000 in 1897, to 29,000 in 1913. During the German occupation from 1915 to 1919, the population decreased almost by half, though some returned home during the First Republic of Latvia, 1918 to 1940. In 1939, the Red Army established a base in Ventspils. Under Soviet rule, an oil pipeline was built to Ventspils, and became the USSR's leading port in crude oil export. 30 kilometers north of Ventspils is the ex-Soviet radio astronomy installation Virak, Ventspils Starptautiskais Radio Astronomijas Centers or Ventspils International Radio Astronomy Center. The existence of the centers was unknown to most Latvians until 1994. After independence, the Latvian government began a city beautification process to make the city more attractive to tourists. In 2004, Ventspils was the host city for a multinational, United States, United Kingdom, Poland, Sweden, Russia, Latvia, Denmark, Finland, Norway, naval exercise called Baltic Operations 33, Baltips. The force was led by the guided missile cruiser USS Anzio and the destroyer USS Cole. The U.S. vessels were the first American warships to visit the port of Ventspils since Latvian independence was declared. Economy: Ventspils is situated at the mouth of the Venta River, where it empties into the Baltic Sea, and is an important ice-free port. Large amounts of oil and other mineral resources from Russia are loaded aboard ships at Ventspils. The revenue from port services has made Ventspils the wealthiest citation-needed city in Latvia. Ventspils Airport, one of the 3 international airports in Latvia, is located in the city. Ventspils High Technology Park provides infrastructure and services to IT and electronics companies. culture. Every winter Ventspils hosts the awarding ceremony of the Latvian radio broadcast Musical Bank and the televised national selection for the Eurovision Song Contest. On the second weekend of July the Sea Festival takes place, and on the first weekend of August there is an annual city festival. There are several institutions taking responsibility for the cultural life of Ventspils, including the Theatre House Jurisvardi presents professional performing art of various genres. The Ventspils Museum is engaged in the research and the recording of the history of Ventspils. It writes a Ventspils City Chronicle, builds up the collections of the museum and carries out scientific work. The Ventspils Library is a municipal cultural, educational and information institution. The International Writers and Translators House is an international center for writers and translators. Sport: Ventspils has a well-developed sports infrastructure. One of the most popular sporting facility in Ventspils is the Olympic Center Ventspils, offering a basketball hall, ice hall, track and field arena, and football stadiums. One can also enjoy the water adventure park, seaside aqua park, and adventure park that turns into a skiing hill Lumbergatut during the winter. The city has a basketball team that has won the Latvian championship in the last several years. In the 2001-2002 season, the team took third place in the North European Basketball League, NEBL. Ventspils also has a football team in FK Ventspils who compete in the Versliga. In the 2006 season the team has won the Latvian championship for the first time. Tourism: Ventspils has a 600 mm, 1 foot 11 and 5/8 in, narrow gauge train, a beach and dunes and an observatory with a telescope and digital planetarium. Old Town of Ventspils: Ventspils developed rapidly as a commercial harbor in the years of growth of Duchy of Courland and Semigaliya, therefore the most active building works took place in vicinity of the present market square where a number of former storehouses of 17th century are preserved, and a dwelling house at the crossing of Turgis and Skolas streets is one of the most ancient houses of such type in Latvia, built in 1646. Next to the market square, in historical school building on Skolas Street, there is the Ventspils House of the Grafs, 2007. International Writers and Translators House, 2006, was opened in premises of the former City Hall, 1850, on the City Hall Square. The building is reconstructed to accommodate creative work and everyday needs of its writers. The recently renovated Ventspils Central Library, 2006, and Evangelic Lutheran Church of Nikolai, 1835, are located next to it. The City Hall Square, the Market Square and the Eustace Street Promenade are popular walk places.